This is how you make music like Sammy Virji. Let's check it out. Whoa. Hold your horses there, you stud. I've got to get my watch time up, but that means there's plenty of time for me to teach you how to make this drop. First, we're going to start with the kick. We're going to take a short thumpy one and layer it with this nice bright stompy sound. I love garage because you can be super creative with the kick pattern. You can pretty much put it anywhere, and as long as it's not clashing with the snare, it's gonna work. However, there is one thing we must remember. We need to add swing. What this means is if we have a kick drum on every quarter note of the beat, and we choose every second kick drum, and we move it slightly to the right, we're gonna get this. This is called swing. You can also add it here by turning this knob. However, this only affects your patterns and not your playlist, so just keep this in mind. We're going to take a standard garage snare and layer it with a real life sound of your choice. Make sure the sound is bright and transient, and if it's got a long tail, you can always shorten it. Now we're just going to find some random percussion sounds. Just take them and stick them anywhere and just create a nice groove. But remember to add swing to those as well. Finally, find some random drum loop. It doesn't really matter what it is, just stick it in and make sure the rhythm works with the rest of your drum sounds. You can always spice it up. If this isn't the case, straight off the bat. Now you're going to want to add your effects and ear candy. The nature of this music means less is more. These are things like your impacts, crashes, and vocal samples. Now let's get to the producer of the track, the bass line. It's simply an 808 I made in Serum. I'd love to show you guys how I made it. However, it's a little bit techie and it'll probably take too long to cover in this video, but I will make a separate one going over my secret sauce on how I make my basses. We're going to sidechain the bass to the kick. However, right now, it doesn't actually sound that great. This is because we need to add some special spice I like to call silence. Silence is your best friend when it comes to these bass lines. By adding silence, when things like the snare hit and then bringing it back when the kick hits, you create a really nice bouncing groove from the call and response between the drums and the bass, which means it sounds absolutely phenomenal. I found this Slush Melody sample on Splice and added a crystallizer, which is a granular echo synthesizer. Or in other words, it's like a delay, but it pitches it and reverses the sound to create this luscious, atmospheric, ambient, gritty sound. Finally, let's look at the vocal. I found this one I really liked, but I wanted it to sound moodier and darker. And one way of achieving this is to pitch it down slightly, and then shift something that's called the formants. And what shifting the format does is it makes the sound lower or higher without changing the fundamental pitch of the sound, meaning your sound can stay in key but still sound lower or higher depending on your needs. In my case, I made it sound lower. I then added some delay and reverb and EQ. I think that just about covers everything. If you want to check out the projects for yourself, you can find that in my Patreon, link in the description, where you'll find this along with a whole load of other indulgent goodies that should take your music production to the next level. And with that being said, let's check out the full final result.
You never wanna talk about it. You never seem to wanna care. So I'm just gonna laugh about it. 'Cause nothing but our love is fair. You never wanna talk about it.